Alright guys, so the boss rush has returned. I actually recorded this during the live stream, but because of the sound being too loud for the game, I am re-recording this for all of you guys, so it's a little bit easier and with better teams as well. Shout out to Coconut for helping me out on this, but let's go into stage 1 right over here. But before we actually get into that, let's go over the shop and everything that we have. So we have the supply chest, which is same as before. It is going to accumulate over time, and anybody who joins the game mid-update will get basically the same amount of reward that day 1 players get. So it's actually really nice. And then also the shop is going to be actually really good. We have a total of 4 eternal sugar soulstone that is going to be available for us to claim inside of the shop. This is going to refresh, which means that a total of 8 is going to be possible from here. You have radiant biscuit doughs, you have, soulstone, cookie chest, as well as the XP star jelly concentrate, and also most importantly, you have 50 cookie cutters from each, which means that times 2 is 100, and then also the pristine skill powders as well. All right, so absolutely amazing to go and farm this thing. It is going to be a beautiful amount of resources you can get. So now let's get into the actual stages and the bosses. So boss rush has a special condition where every cookie is going to have level 90 as well as skill level 90, and if your biscuit is not leveled up to at least 20, is automatically becoming level 20 as well. Landmark, guild level, guild relics, bonds, sugar level lavatory, costume set, treasure disabled, and statue of heroic radiance are not going to take effect in this particular game mode. So now let's go into the actual team for stage 1. It has been refined from my live stream, so shout out to Coconut for actually helping me find these teams. First of all, the boss is going to take extra crit damage as well as increased electricity type damage. So in this particular case, we went with the vision of lightning in order to have all of your team deal lightning type damage. But additional to that, you have something like this where Burning Spice is just going to do more damage with the fire type. We also do have the Dragon Lord, Dark Cow's Rally Effect, and Giant Licorice Servants doing extra damage. Linzer is in here. Linzer is going to have that Suspect debuff, absolutely OP in this particular case, as well as Star Coral to increase your overall damage. Tartatan is going to also do some extra damage from the fire, so just make sure you have all the toppings and tarts as well as the biscuits equipped as much as possible so that you guys are not wasting any tickets. So here we go. Let me show you guys this team in action. All right, so just keep in mind that these particular ones are gonna really want you to utilize the best topping settings as much as possible. In this most particular cases, you're not gonna need a bunch of damage resist, so you can literally just go with more damage rather than focusing on damage resist. But you can see all of these cookies just doing so much damage to the boss. Again, main ones that you're gonna really focus on is gonna have raspberry as well as either crit or cooldown in order to help increase the damage. Some of these guys, you guys can see that I have like Swift Chocolate on like Twizzly because mainly going to be used for other like things like Guild Boss Battle and stuff like that. So not everything is optimized, but can be made better. Next one is gonna be stage 2, ice type damage, but it's gonna also inflict stun. Stun, though, it's not gonna really matter because if you guys have someone like an ice team, you can literally just freeze the boss to death. They're not gonna do any damage to you, so stun is not gonna be a problem. So this is a team that has been built. So we have the Throne of Frost applying the Frost Queen Cookies Rally effect, as well as summoning a giant snow spirit and dealing ice type damage for the team. We also do have the Revive, which honestly is not really necessary. 50% crit, as well as summoning a giant Pompon. Summoned creatures are gonna gain 100% attack speed, which is actually really good for our Snow Sugar, as well as regular attack and skill attack deals extra damage equal to 35% of attack with this absolute fate. And then we also do have the Jackal, which honestly doesn't really matter, but it's because of the fact that we added in the Burning Spice to do extra damage. If you guys want to look at the toppings real quick, and the biscuit, obviously I don't have everything equipped, but just going with attack speed for Pinecone is probably just going to be the better option, or just raspberry. Swift Chocolate for our Yeti, our Burning Spice with the extra damage, just probably going cooldown and stuff like that. Our Snow Sugar, obviously you want to have extra attack as well. Sherbet, cooldown is the best option just to spam the skill. Frost Queen, cooldown here, as well as have the cooldown and attack focus from the arena build that we had before. Alright, so let's go and practice. So here we go. You have so many summon units. Obviously, the Pompon buff is going to allow your summon units to have so much more attack speed. And you can see, yes, the boss is supposed to stun, but because you just keep freezing the boss is not going to be able to stun your team. And bam, easy one ticket, even if it is not fully optimized. Sherbet is doing the most damage. If you do optimize Sherbet and put tarts and biscuits and stuff like that, it will be a lot easier. All right, next one is gonna be the Harpoon Captain Mark II. This is the one actually going to have a special synergy. A showdown begins once more. Apparently, the bad thing here is that the translation for English has one word missing. It's supposed to say pride. All right, and when that is the case, the team that is going to actually trigger the special synergy is going to be with Wizard. All right, and then we have Alchemist, and lastly it's going to be Snow Sugar. All right, so if you guys use 3 of these guys, then it's actually going to trigger a special effect. And if you guys look right over here, bam, it's going to have a giant Snow Sugar summon the giant Snow King. All right, and then you're gonna have a little mini one as well from your own Snow Sugar, and it's going to literally just melt away the boss super quickly. Of course, you can decrease the time by, I believe, very slightly, which is gonna make a difference in the score if you guys actually fully optimize the cookies as well. But you know, most people are not gonna do that really, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, for stage 3, that is how you one ticket it super easily with the cookies. You should have all of those cookies. Like, come on, you have to have Alchemist, you have to have Wizard, Snow Sugar, probably everyone has pulled as well. Next one is gonna be stage 4. All right, stage 4 is gonna be boss receive all damage as true damage and vulnerable to attacks that deal multiple hits. If it's multiple hits means that you want to go and use Creme Brulee. So let's go and actually build the team based on that. Alright guys, so a team that has been shared is going to be something like this, with Caramel Arrow, Burning Spice, as well as Queen of Man, with Rockstar, Creme Brulee, Mint Choco, as well as Pudding a la Mode Cookie. So if you guys look at it, the synergy is going to have 50% crit. We're going to deal extra damage with regular and skill. And then we also do have movement speed and attack speed boost, as well as extra damage for each 45% of attack speed increase. And that's the reason why we have someone like Mint Choco, and also we have someone like Queen of Man to help out in the extra damage as well. So if you guys look, let's go into it. And because of the fact that this particular enemy doesn't really have a particular element that is weakness to, you just want to deal a ton of extra, hits as much as possible. Obviously, you're gonna have to try and do multiple tickets if your team is not fully optimized. I think if I do put a little bit more damage toppings onto Caramel Arrow, and you can see Caramel Arrow doing a lot of damage, as well as putting out a mode, then actually will be able to one ticket this. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you guys to put a little bit more toppings. This time around, it actually might benefit you to go and put in Bouncy Caramel onto some of these cookies, so that they have a little bit more faster attack speed, so that they're able to hit a bit more. But yeah, definitely put toppings and biscuits to help out in dealing more damage. Alright guys, so last one is going to be the Strawberry Crepe for stage 5 that I'm going to do on this video, and they are going to take extra damage from water type damage. And in this particular case, we went with a team like this, where we have 6 different synergies focusing on the water element from Sea Fairy. So we have the Sea Fairy Crystal Jam effect triggering every 10 seconds, dealing water type damage. We also do have the Prune Jelly poison damage. We also do have some extra fire damage for the Burning Spice. We have enemy summoned creatures receive 100% extra water type damage. The reason why you want to go for this is because Strawberry Crepe takes extra damage from the summoned units. And then we also do have debuff resist and summon creature attack plus 120%, and that's for the nutmeg tiger. Kind of helps out a little bit. And if you guys want to look at the toppings real quick, raspberry, as well as raspberry, 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 and then no toppings, but we'll just go with that. And then raspberry, obviously soy chocolate, it's going to be better for nutmeg tiger as well as our star coral. Alright, so if you guys look at this, you're going to see giant burning spice, a giant prune jelly, and then again, once the summon units are summoned by Strawberry Crate, the extra damage that we do with water type is going to come into effect. You see a bunch of damage being dealt because we are dealing damage to the Waffle Bot. I believe that Strawberry Creep is summoning, and you can see Burning Spice absolutely carrying it here. Alright guys, so that's pretty much what we have from stage 1 all the way up to 5. Again, for some of you guys, if you guys don't have the toppings and biscuits like I do, then you're gonna have to do multiple tickets, probably 1, 2, or 3 tickets depending on what kind of team you're using. But again, I would say yes, the ranking reward is going to be pretty good, but like it's 5,000 crystals. I would say the main focus is utilizing your coins to actually farm out the shop. That is the best thing, and then just figuring out a way to actually get these one-time clear rewards because they are actually really good. All right, you have some really solid ones like 1,000 crystal here. You have the faithful cookie ticket, and then also just make sure to go and log in so you get the supply chest, as well as increase the suppression level to increase the overall buff that your cookies get when you guys actually attempt at these bosses. But thank you guys for watching. That is going to be it for the stage 1 through 5, and then I'll update you guys on 6 through 10 and so on and so forth. So good luck guys, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video.